Hey guys, Happy New Year to everybody. And oh my gosh, I feel kind of weird coming on here sometimes because I am not the queen of live videos. I wish I was, but I'm not. See, I'm unorganized. I'm trying to adjust my phone so I'm not fuzzy. I have my cowhide hanging up here for a backdrop, and I just thought that I would hop on here. And for those of you watching live, feel free to drop where you're watching from. For those of you watching later, you can type #replay. I always like to know where people are tuning in from, but I really wanted to come on here, you guys, and have a moment of truth and honesty with all of you. Life is interesting, isn't it? And I guess there's no better time to really assess life and the future than the new year. So I have found myself doing a lot of that, you guys, and I wanted to come over here and really have a moment of truth with you because a little over a year ago, actually September 2017, I delved into the whole keto lifestyle. And there were many of you that were following me through that. And I will be honest with you, it was amazing. But there was some things about it that were not amazing. And I wanted to come over here and tell you guys the whole scoop, why I wasn't really, chatting about it on a daily basis like I was in the beginning, and then kind of what I'm doing now. So, hi Celeste, you're tuning in from Colorado. That is awesome. You guys, I have to take off my glasses when I do these live videos, and I swear to God, it must be because I'm 45 years old or something, but I have a hard time seeing the screen. So Happy New Year to all of you guys, and thanks so much for watching. Again, if you're watching live, type where you're tuning in from. If you're watching later, type #. I'm always known to do little giveaways too. My Instagram page has been growing like crazy, and we've been having some really fun giveaways over there. I've got some exciting things coming in 2019, as I'm sure you do. I hope you do. I hope you've already looked ahead at 2019 as being your best year ever. There is a lot to be said about positivity and mindset. So I will tell you guys just a little bit about me. I'm a 5th generation cattle rancher, married to the love of my life and my best friend. We have a 10-year-old son, and back in October, we actually left town and began homeschooling. So that is something I haven't talked about on here yet either. So there's going to be times throughout this year that I'm really talking about these things and the decisions that really came together to impact what we've done and going forward, how we're growing. But what I find, I guess, for myself, as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, and as a business owner, I sometimes let myself fall into the cracks. I'm no different than anybody else. And I'm sure there's some of you watching that can identify with what I'm talking about. So as redundant as it may sound, I started something new in my life. Yes, that's redundant because it is the new year and people have New Year's resolutions, new ways of thinking, new ways of eating, all those things. But I will come clean with you guys and tell you that I did not make any New Year's resolutions. I actually began my new plan the day after Christmas. And I actually had thought about this for a solid month before I jumped into it because my past record with things like this is not very good. And how many of you can identify with that? You start something and you get about a month in, or heck, maybe 6-7 months in, and all of a sudden you just die off, or something else comes in and your focus goes that direction. I'm there with you. I'm a human being. I'm no different than anybody else. I basically, when I did keto, first of all, let me address that. So I did keto from September until April, thereabouts, of 2018. And it was awesome, you guys, on the aspect of I felt great. I was basically, for those of you who don't know what keto is, it's a very low carb lifestyle. It's a way of eating where you are cutting out excess carbs, 0 sugar, very little bread, all of that stuff, and you're really focusing on using your existing fat storage, if you will, for energy. Heck, I could have run for years. I'm just kidding. That's how I felt. And the truth is that I slept amazing. I had great energy. I felt like my thoughts were very clear all the time, and my mood was great. And a big one for me, since arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, runs in our family, my body didn't hurt like it used to. But I also use a mineral supplement, and I have for over 4 years. Some of you know what that is, some of you don't. That has really helped a lot too. But it's not a diet plan. It's not a way of eating. And I know that I'm putting the most premium product I can in my body, but I was also doing a really crappy job of the foods that I was eating. And I wanted to get better at that. Not only for myself, but for my family. My son is watching me. I'm the grocery buyer. I'm the cook, so to speak. My husband cooks too, but for the most part, I'm the one who does all of that. And I really felt like I was failing myself and my family. So that is why I jumped on the keto bandwagon. Why did I stop keto? Well, in haste, I created a keto group. I wanted to share with everybody how amazing I was feeling, and I was feeling awesome. But what I found very tedious, you guys, is that I have a lot of irons in the fire. I'm a writer, again, rancher, and that doesn't mean I sit in the house and the guys go out and work. I go out. In fact, this is my hair after my bomber cap this morning out in 6 below weather. So I'm not in the house all the time, and I'm not behind my computer. I'm also a writer. I enjoy photography. I've got a million irons in the fire, and now I'm homeschooling my son and all of these things, right? So I think as women, and not just women, guys, don't take offense, but as women, we wear a lot of different hats. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, or I'm cooking and not cleaning. From the looks of my house, that's what I would say it is. And I'll be honest, I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I think there's beauty in non-perfection, I guess, in a way I look at it. So I'd rather be out with my horses than clean my house. My tack room is cleaner than my kitchen, and that is no kidding. And I guess I'm not ashamed to say it out loud. But why did I quit keto? Well, number one, I got bored. And I think that's a big thing that happens to people with keto. The reason is because your food is very limited to what you can have. The second thing is I really felt like I lacked support. And as much as I'm a leader in my business and I do all of those things, sometimes I just want to have a no-brainer moment, right? Like I just want to hop over to a group page or hop over to a fan page and I want to read something that's going to inspire me. I don't want to have to be the inspiration because I'm not inspirational 100% of the time. Nobody is. We all have those highlight moments. And speaking of that, Facebook got a little bit overwhelming for me back when I had my health incident with my eye in September. It just seemed like everything came crashing down at once. So I had quit keto in April. Summer was kind of a whirlwind for us, and then September happened. I had a really horrible thing happen with my eye in January, actually, that went on to September, and you don't need to know all of this, but basically it kind of balled together into one, and I literally went down into the sewer, is where I felt like, with my mindset. And that's probably shocking to a lot of people because they're like, what? You were in a bad spot? Like you didn't feel great? What? I do a really good job of covering it up. And maybe I don't. Maybe I don't do a good job of covering it up, so I avoid social media. I avoid doing live videos. I can type like the Dickens. I can type my emotions and make it happy and wonderful and do all of those things. But sometimes that's not just really how we always feel, right? We all have crappy moments, and that's life, right? I mean, not everybody's up here all the time. I know that. And if they say they are, that's not realistic either. The other thing is all the filters in the world and all the fake crap in the world. Like, do we really need to be a size 0 and weigh 100 pounds? No. And I'm 45 years old now. I know that. I know that that's not true. I don't have to fit into that neat, tiny little box with a ribbon on top, and I'm not worthy if I don't fit in that box, right? Maybe you've never gone through that in your life, but I sure as heck did, especially in my 20s. That was a terrible time. My teenage years, college, I've heard people say, if you got $1 million, would you go back to high school? Hell no. I would never go back to high school. I wouldn't go back to college. It was fun. I learned a lot. I got to know some great people. But do I need to live my life over? No, I don't. I can start from this moment today. And how ironic is that it's January 1st. You guys, I don't care if it's July 21st. It doesn't really matter. At any given moment, we truly can decide to change our lives. Just by a simple thought. Like, you know what? I'm over this. I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm going to change. That's as simple as it is. It's as simple in making that thought, but then the follow through is really where I guess my difficulty comes with. So the TNC Keto group, my whole journey with keto basically went down the toilet. So did how I was feeling, you guys, I'll be honest. So all the weight that I lost with keto, and if you're interested in what I'm talking about, you can go back a year ago and look at my before and after pictures with keto, and wow, I looked awesome, and I was losing all this fat off my body. It wasn't about weight, it was about the fat, right? Because fat percentage, if you're seeing it on the outside of your body, what does it look like on the inside around your organs and stuff? And that's really, I guess, what haunted me. So did I gain that weight back like that? No, I did not. It took months and months and months. I swear to God, I ate everything in sight, you guys. I just did. And it was mindless eating. It was, I don't want to call it depression or anxiety because I'm not a doctor. I don't go down that road. But I was having a heck of a pity party for myself, and I was the guest of honor. Let's just say that. It was time to pull my head out of my ass, and I'll just say it the way it is because I'm kind of blunt sometimes about that. But how do you do that when you're stuck? So end of September, when I had this episode with my eye, and you guys, I had like partial blindness. It was just gone. And how scary is that? And I've actually talked to a lot of inspirational people who've had eyesight issues. So thank you. If you're one of those people, or if you've been affected by something like that, I applaud you, because honestly, there's a lot of different things that go on in our lives, and I'm not discounting other illnesses or diseases, but eyesight was a huge one for me because I've never had issues, you guys. I didn't have to start wearing glasses until this last year and a half, pretty much. So when all of a sudden half your eyesight is gone, all hell breaks loose. I was crying, I was upset, and more than that, I was terribly, terribly worried for myself. I couldn't ride and compete like I used to, because when you're a lefty and your right eye is not working and you're swinging and you're trying to see, it just doesn't happen. So basically, I kind of folded up and was out of business. It makes sense, right? And we all do that sometimes in different aspects of our life. But sooner or later, as I got better and as I got glasses and as my eye doctors dove into this whole scenario of what the heck happened, did I have a mini stroke? Was my blood pressure so high that I lost my eyesight? To be honest with you guys, they don't know. They don't know why that happened to me. There's no answer. And so that in itself was very scary. So from the end of September till basically the end of November, I literally was having that massive pity party for myself. And I say I did a good job of covering it up, but I didn't. I really didn't. And my husband, I think, was probably the most worried about me. Well, because he knows me, he loves me, he sees me day in and day out. Like, I can't put on a happy face and get on social media and post a picture and yay, all is good. When things are really rough for you, nothing can really help you, right? So what I did notice, though, is that I did have enough common sense, I guess, to realize some of the things that I do say make sense. You only get one life to live. So I get one, you get one, we all get one. What I do today absolutely determines my tomorrows. Same thing for you. If I choose to sit in here on my ass and watch TV all day long and eat bonbons, what is tomorrow going to look like, right? And I don't mean that if it's blizzarding outside, you should go outside and do. I just mean, as a figure of speech, we get what we do. So I guess the actions that we have daily, and it's kind of like our mindset too. If you have bad thoughts every day, life is going to be kind of bad. You have the power to change all of that, but it really has to come from you. And so here I am telling my team, almost 7,000 people, be motivated, be excited, life is great, yeah, yeah. And in the background, I'm going, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm losing half my sight. There's no answers. I went through this horrible procedure where I literally was on my back for 5 days, couldn't move, didn't know if I was even going to be able to ride again for a very long time. I had a lumbar puncture go horribly wrong, you guys. Scared the literal hell out of me, to the point where I was absolutely distraught. And I honestly told somebody I felt like my life flashed before my eyes. Now, I tend to be a little bit on the emotional side, the, whatever side you want to call it. But that is honestly how I felt. And nobody can really step inside our own thoughts, right? So I had to get past that. But what I did not realize, and here's the bullet point, you guys who are still hanging in there with me, so thank you guys for watching, it was sugar that was pushing me down, you guys. And I know that like, what? You're kidding me. What? It was sugar? Hell yes, it was sugar. Here's the deal, guys. Did you know sugar is 8 times as addictive as cocaine? You can Google that if you want. Also, sugar is responsible for a long list of horrible things in our lives. Now, I'm not here to lecture or tell you anything that you may or may not want to know. I just know that I had to make a change. There was something, and maybe you want to call it a divine intervention. I don't know what you want to call it. There was something ticking at me, kind of like a little time bomb, kind of like, Cheyenne, you need to get off your ass and you need to get motivated and you need to get back to that spot you were at. But there was something inside me that was like, there's really no spot to go back to. I need to create a new spot up here to reach for, right? Like climb the rungs of the ladder to get up there. But I don't know how to do that. And my good friend Kim and I, we talk almost daily on the phone, and it was funny how I got in a bad mood and then suddenly she got in a bad mood. And pretty soon we were just kind of not griping and not complaining and certainly not gossiping and doing that kind of stuff, because I just don't do that kind of stuff. It was just this overall feeling. And one day I took a look in the mirror, and you guys, it wasn't so much the outside. It was what I was seeing of myself on the inside that I didn't like it. And it was scaring me because that's just not me. When I was a little child, our neighbors and friends nicknamed me Shiny, and that's always kind of how I've been, a happy, shiny person, whether that was real or not. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we smile and do things when we don't really feel like smiling and doing things, but my shine was literally gone. Like the flame had been snuffed out, and I didn't know how to get back to that point. And I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Maybe there's some of you who feel like this. And the only reason that I'm on here talking about this is because a huge part of me hopes that by being completely transparent and honest with you, that you will say, oh my God, I feel the same way. Or how the hell did she get past this? Or Jesus, I didn't know she dealt with that. And I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I say Jesus. I don't mean it in disrespect. I get kind of emotional. That's all I can say. What I will tell you guys, though, is that I didn't wake up one day and go, okay, Cheyenne, you're going to march to the kitchen. You're going to get out some fruit, and that's what you're going to eat. That's not what I did. I just, one day I don't do a lot of scrolling on Facebook, you guys, because I find it very depressing. I'll be honest. Either there's terrible images of animals or situations. There's people complaining or griping. There's political stuff that I don't give a crap to see. There's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of good stuff out there. But when you're in that hole, sometimes all that bad stuff just kind of crashes on you, right? So I don't even know. I'll tell you how I found out about what I'm doing, you guys. What is spurring on my 6.6 pound loss in 6 days, and how the light came back. I checked into Facebook because I do that periodically with my business. I can't not be on Facebook. So I checked into Facebook, and lo and behold, and you guys, if any of you are a member of this group, thank you. I need to go back and thank whoever it was who said this. And this is no secret. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing so that perhaps you can go look. If you want my little code to give you so you might save a little, great, message me. If you don't, that's fine. I hope that I can pay it forward the way these people paid it forward. Somebody posted in a women's farm and ranch group. They had a question. Something about keto. How hard is keto to maintain? Or how do you do keto? Would anyone recommend keto? What was it? And I instantly went to that post. You guys, I never go to those posts. I don't know why I did. I clicked it, and there was a million comments, and I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But it popped up on a comment, and the lady said, keto is actually really good, but have you checked into, here you go, Code Red Lifestyle. I had never heard of Code Red Lifestyle. I don't know why. I'm on the computer enough. I'm on social media enough. Like, why didn't this find me before? I don't know. They don't call it keto, for one. They don't call it really a diet. That's another. It's a lifestyle. And you guys, I'm going to give you a news flash, and you may like it, you may not like it. A diet is a short-term thing. I know, because I've been on more diets than I can even write down. Like, literally, I went on my first diet at 12 years of age, you guys. Is that good? No. Was that reality? Yeah. I can go all into the whole dieting thing. I am not a coach by any means, not a lifestyle coach. I'm not a health coach. I'm none of those things. I am a student, if nothing else. And when I find out about something that's really amazing, I want to share it with people. And I'm back in the mindset of basically just wanting to help people. Do I need a pat on the back for that? No. Do I need $1 for that? No, I don't need anything. Basically, these women were talking about the Code Red lifestyle, and I was like, what is that? Never even heard of it. So I Googled it. So you guys, coderedlifestyle.com. Go on over there, check it out. I found out that Christy Nickel, the founder and the organizer, whatever you want to call her, I believe, don't quote me, but I believe she was the #2 boxer either in the United States or in the world. #1, that's badass. That's all I can tell you. A woman boxer blows my mind. I'm like, oh my God, she's a boxer? Like, what? So I was interested. And then she was also a trainer of a lot of celebrities in New York City, I believe. And so it intrigued me because I figure if she's the head of this, she obviously knows what she's talking about. I'm intrigued. I'm going to check it out. So basically, that is what I did, is I hopped over to the website, I checked it out, and I was intrigued. As I looked at their plan, basically, because you can do that, it will tell you what it is. It's keto, you guys. Pretty much, I will tell you in my way of saying it, on steroids. Whoa, what does that even mean? When I did keto before, you guys, like I said, I didn't have a lot of supervision. I didn't really know where to go, what to do. And so I was eating a lot of things that really weren't serving me. And in the end, I didn't lose as much as I might have hoped. So basically, Code Red, in a nutshell, is extremely low carb eating, high fat, all the good stuff like keto, but there's no cheese. The other thing about Code Red is that you must drink a gallon of water a day. And before your teeth drop out of your mouth, let me tell you something. At a minimum, it's a dietary standard, you guys, you need to be drinking. I believe, don't quote me, I believe it's 67.77% of your weight in ounces per day. So in my business, we tell people a minimum of half their weight in ounces a day. You guys, I'm telling you, it's not enough. So flash forward, go ahead, and I got a plan from Christy on how I'm going to reach my goal weight. And I'm not announcing that here, you guys. Maybe some point I will. But my goal weight, I need to drink 150 ounces of water a day. And I'll be honest, when I first saw that, I was like, holy hell, how am I going to drink 150 ounces of water a day in the dead of winter? It just doesn't even make any sense. I've done it, you guys. I've done it every single day. The first day, and I drink a lot of water, you guys. Here's the truth about me. I don't drink anything other than water except for some coffee once in a while. And I prefer decaf because I just don't need excess caffeine. So once in a while, I will drink a cup of decaf coffee with some cream in it. That's all I drink, water, nonstop. But I wasn't drinking enough water, and I knew that, and I wasn't really measuring it and all that. So I get these huge Smart Water containers, you guys, 33.3 ounces in each one. I drink 5 a day. How do I do that out here? Well, we have a Culligan machine because our water is just awful. I don't even want to go down that road. And hey, you guys, thanks for tuning in. So I fill that thing 5 times a day. We were out feeding this morning. I took my bottle of water with me. The only thing I will tell you that kind of stinks about it is taking off your coveralls when it's 6 below zero outside. That really isn't very fun. I feel incredible, you guys. The other thing about Code Red, too, is that you must get a minimum of 8 hours of sleep per night. Yeah, sleep. Limit carbs, water, sleep. Those are the 3 things, you guys. No exercise. I haven't done diddly. I haven't been on my treadmill. Yeah, I'm outside. I'm helping the guys. I'm doing all that. But to be honest, we have a cake feeder, you guys. We feed some hay and do some things like that. But let's face it, in this day and age, most things are mechanical. And that's the problem, I think, with so many of us is we are still eating like we are a lumberjack chopping wood every day. I know I am that way. I was eating and eating and eating, and I was still hungry, not satisfied. Like I had a hole in my stomach. Like, oh my God, the food must be escaping, but holy crap, where'd that fat come on my ass? Like, I'm sorry, but that's the honest truth. There's no mystery involved in this. And one of the things that that Christy says is that weight loss really has nothing, or I'm sorry, exercise really has nothing to do with weight loss. Now, she doesn't say never exercise, you guys. It's good for cardiovascular health. It's good for health in general, good for mental well-being. Endorphins start going when you exercise. Like, I know all of that, you know? I just lacked the ability to do it. And I feel extremely isolated out here on the ranch. It's my husband, my son, and me. And yeah, my folks live across the road. I'm just going to be honest. It's lonely as hell out here sometimes. I don't go meet the girls for coffee. I don't go meet the girls for wine night or going out on the town. I don't get dressed up in heels and a dress and go do fun things. I don't go shopping. I'm going to be honest. When we go to Rapid City, which is 100 miles away, it's basically a roller coaster ride. You get your butt there, you get everything done you need to get done, and then you get home. And that is the life of a rancher. So I do a lot of shopping online, or lack thereof. I've really tried to minimize things this year, you guys. My whole thing is less is more, meaning less crap everywhere. Maybe less food, maybe less of me in size, and less crap that I don't need. Like, I'm buying all my books now, you guys, on audiobooks or on my Kindle. I don't need stacks and stacks and stacks of books around, because what I'm finding is it's just clutter. It's cluttering my house. It's cluttering my life. So I've really looked at 2019 as a year of betterment of myself, you know? Tracy, hey Tracy Ann, hey, I actually, this morning when I ran out, I did not wear your wild rag, but I wore it this afternoon. I was putting Christmas decorations away, you guys. How many of you tore your Christmas decorations down the day after Christmas? I did, but guess what? It did not go to the storage unit until today. So that's a moment of truth. Tracy is with Montana Wild Rags, and she makes the most amazing wild rags. So we enjoy those. So thank you, Tracy. But you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I just really wanted to be very honest with you guys and just say, you know what? I fell off the keto wagon, you guys. And this is funny. As I told my girlfriend, I didn't just fall off the wagon. Like, I fell off the front of the wagon, and somehow all four wheels ran over me and just basically trampled me into the dirt. Like, that's the truth. That is the truth of it. And there's no shame in that, you guys, because how many of us have been there? And, you know, a lot of times I think there's like this sisterhood of people that come together, and people who say, I'm just tired of this crap. Oh my gosh, Tracy, Art of the Cowgirl, I will be there. Hey, I'm going to give them a plug right now, even though this doesn't matter with what I'm talking about. But you guys, for those of you that are ranch women like me, I was talking just a little bit earlier about being isolated, and I've had some conversations with the gals of Art of the Cowgirl. They are amazing women, and I've actually known some of them, let's just say, so funny, since I was a little girl. So too funny. Tammy Pate, actually, they bought a horse from my grandpa, and isn't it funny how it's all connected? But anyway, long story short, they're doing an amazing event February 7th through the 9th. Don't quote me on date. February 8th through the 10th. I'm flying down on the 7th. In Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be this whole conglomeration of women, artists, photographers, leather workers, silversmiths. Amazing. So you can find out about that at artofthecowgirl.com. So I'm seeing comments. You guys, I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it be Weight Watchers, whether it's keto, maybe you're doing Whole30. A good friend of mine is doing that. I'm doing the Code Red lifestyle. Maybe you're just cutting out sweets and doing something on your own. I think that I'm doing an accountability group for the people who join me in Code Red simply because I need that. I need to have that little chat going every day. I need to feel like I'm a part of something, even though I live way out here in the middle of nowhere. I want to surround myself with people on the same mission that I'm on. I find that if I leave myself to my own vices, somehow I will slither down into that hole of despair, fall off the wagon again, and get drugged this time by the wagon. And I don't want that to happen, you know, and I'm being funny, but that's the truth of it, right? Like, I just want to be a better version of myself. I'm going to turn 46 in July. I can't wait. every year is a blessing. It doesn't matter how many wrinkles I have. It doesn't matter. And somebody said to me, well, why are you always trying to lose weight? Like, you don't look that bad. Like, why? You guys, it's a health thing for me. It's about eating better. It's also about feeling better in my saddle. It's about being able to be more competitive. And you guys, I'm taking up mounted cowboy shooting this year. I'm so excited. I got my pistols for Christmas for my husband. I got a holster. I'm gonna learn how to do this. And the way I look at it is you're never too old to learn new things. I love Women's Ranch Rodeo, you guys, but sometimes it's hard for me to get to events, and it's pretty hard sometimes to corral 4 cowgirls together to get to an event and go in the same direction. So I just think this is going to be fun for me. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be in any ranch rodeos this year, because I certainly hope to be. But this is something new, and each new year should be full of new things, something new that you haven't done before, some new place that you haven't visited. I'm not saying spend $10,000 on a European vacation. I'm just saying, like, maybe you haven't spent time to drive to that town 100 miles away and go to that museum. Or maybe there's a lake that you've never gone fishing at and you want to go do that. Maybe there's some women's event that you want to go to. And you guys, gals especially, there is so much sisterhood in us. And I think that's what really makes me so happy that I was born a female. I mean, I'm not a guy, so obviously I don't know. And I'm not trying to cut the guys out here. You guys have your own things, right? But us women, we sometimes don't. And we sometimes have so much on our plates that, of all things, we fall behind, or we fall through the cracks, or we fall off the wagon, or whatever you want to word. And you guys, I can't read your comments mostly because I'm blind without my glasses on. But you're right. If you're not learning, you're not winning. And that is a way that I look at it. And another thing is too, you know, and maybe I said that wrong. What I look at is every single day is a blank sheet. And we all know we just got a new book entitled 2019. It's got 365 pages in it, and how you want to fill it up is entirely up to you. I just know that I'm tired of some of the things that I've gone through in 2018, and now I have the opportunity to do it all differently this year, as do you. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys. It is limiting carbs, drinking water, and getting enough sleep, and that's it. I'm feeling fantastic. I cannot wait to reach my goal weight, which hopefully will be by the end of April, you guys. And I say hopefully, but it will happen by the end of April. And I'm just so excited. So many amazing things. I'm going to the Art of the Cowgirl event in February. You guys, please look that up if you haven't looked it up yet, or if you live nearby, or heck, a plane ticket is not that expensive to get down there. It's going to be amazing. And then I'm off to Minnesota. I get to go visit my girlfriends over there for a few days in Minnesota in February. And then I get to go to Punta Cana in February. So February is going to be a crazy, crazy month. Our baby colts are going to be born this year, you guys, this late spring, probably early June, late May. Our first half draft colts from our Percheron stud and our AQHA mares. We are so excited about that. And if you've seen pictures of our Mac, our beautiful gray Percheron stud, that's what I'm talking about. We just acquired his son. I also have a Gypsy Vanner stud that's going to be going with the girls this spring. So many exciting things, you guys. And I think that that's the fun thing about it. And then one of my good friends is like, and you need to start working on your book. Yes, I need to start working on my book, or get back into working on my book, more like it. So you guys, I just wanted to come over here and say hi, Happy New Year again, share a little truth with you, what I'm doing. Hopefully it's inspired you a little bit. Hopefully you can relate, or heck, maybe you have some tips and tricks that you can put in the comments below, or take a girlfriend that needs a positive message today. You know, I think that's the thing that I've noticed too, is that creating relationships and maintaining relationships is one of the more difficult things to do in this day and age. And I think it's because we've gotten into this whole texting, messaging, yada, yada. And I'm like, no, let's talk. Let's get together however we can, even if it's just once a year. I have some really fun ideas for a cowgirl getaway that I want to do for the native cowgirl. Hopefully this fall, but don't pin me to it. That's something I want to do up on our place in Montana. So we will see if that comes to fruition or not. But if it doesn't happen this year, it will happen next year. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. I think that's what life is about, is we need to have fun with what we're doing. So happy New Year, guys. Have a great one. And hopefully I'll be doing these more, right? Hopefully, I say hopefully. No, I will be doing these more. So we'll chat again later. And if you guys want to know more about what I'm doing, feel free to send a private message. That's what I do. So I would love to help you, because somebody helped me and I believe in paying it forward. So you guys have a great one. Take care. Bye.